Hey there guys, Fave here, and I have another burning story to tell you guys because there's this thing I did in 2017 that I've always been kind of proud of, and I've been like, oh, I'm gonna do a video about it. Have I done a video about it yet? Wait, I haven't. And I've always been meaning to tell this story because it's like I spawned in a bunch of Robux. I know that sounds crazy, but when I explain the story, it'll make more sense. But before I get into today's story, we have to get into today's challenge. And today's challenge is, if you've ever been in a house before, then smash that like button. Also, I noticed most of you aren't subscribed, so what are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell, and maybe you'll get to hear this story in a second. Alright, so let's get into it. So, on the Roblox catalog, there's plenty of items that cost a lot of different amounts of Robux. I mean, I could spend 600 Robux on this Death Star, or I could spend 56,000 Robux on this crown with white grayish stars on it. But in the middle of all that, there's also lots of faces. And with the faces on Roblox, you have all the cheap faces, but then you have the limited faces. So you see all these limited faces here, and these prices can get pretty insane, with Red Tango and Red Glowing Eyes being some of the most expensive faces on Roblox. But one common trend with expensive faces on Roblox is the tongue action. So Yum has its tongue out, cost 500,000 Robux. Prankster has its tongue out, cost 325,000 Robux, and for a while these were the only two tongue faces on Roblox. That was until the year 2017, when Roblox released a brand new face. Now this face was called Catching Snowflakes. It originally cost 75 Robux, and now costs 17,000 Robux. So, a further inspection of the face, there is no greater joy than catching fresh snowflakes on your tongue. Now, many people have made many jokes about this face in the past, but, you know, it's just an average winter day and it's snowing, and yeah, I mean, just don't eat the yellow snow, I guess. But, anyways, this is Catching Snowflakes. Imagine you spent 75 Robux on it, and now you can sell it for 17,000. That's a pretty nice profit margin 4 years later. But what if I told you I bought over 20 of these faces at its original price of 75 Robux, and I still have all of those faces to this day? Yeah, pretty crazy, right? Well, I wouldn't be telling this story if I didn't have a story to tell. So, let's start off by explaining how limiteds work. So, if you don't know, since Roblox doesn't really do limiteds anymore, there's 20,000 Catching Snowflakes that were originally sold, which means if you were online at the right time in 2017, you could buy this face for 75 Robux if you were one of the first 20,000 people to buy it, or I guess 20,000 accounts. And with that being said, and when a Limited U item comes out, you can only buy one in its original run. Now you can own multiple copies of it by trading and buying it off of other players, but if you're buying it from Roblox with the original amount of copies, you can only buy one per account. In 2017, I still was worth a few million Robux, so 75 Robux was not much to me. I had plenty of group funds to distribute to all the different accounts. There wasn't a 3-week waiting limit like there is now, so I was thinking, obviously this face is going to be worth more than 75 Robux. I mean, the cheapest limited is 1,000 Robux, so this is instant profit. So the goal was to buy as many of it as I could and as little time as I could. The good part about there being 20,000 of them is that it would take like an hour or two to sell out completely, which gave me enough time to create accounts, log into all my alts, give them Robux through my group, and so yeah. So we go over to my original fan group, the Roblox Fave fan club, which you can join if you want to. I mean, it's a classic group. I love this group. It's where it all started. And anyways, we go to the audit log section. Alrighty. So it's December 2nd, 2017. It's winter time, and the brand new item Catching Snowflakes just released. What did people at the time think of Catching Snowflakes? Well, as it turns out, Roblox removed the forums the same day that Catching Snowflakes came out. So, the last post I ever made on the Roblox forums actually relates to this item. I made a thread called, "Send me Snowflakes, I want." I wanted to hoard them. Nobody replied to my thread, so I guess nobody cared. But either way, we're gonna go ahead and look at December 2nd, 2017, right? So, if we take a look here, I gave 75 Robux to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different users that I gave the Robux to buy this item. Now, those are just the accounts that didn't have the Robux. I also had accounts that just had Robux sitting on them. And I was out here creating new accounts to get these items. As you can see, this account is called Catching Snowflakes, and this account is called Catching Snowflakes. And if we look at these accounts today, well, unfortunately, well, they get hashtags #1. But for example, this account right here, which I created all the way back then, I bought a few limiteds on here. The Pink Mermaid Princess is another one that was super cheap and is now worth 17,000 Robux. And all these limiteds, guess what? I don't have access to them. I don't have access to this account because all these accounts had pretty bad passwords. And almost every account that I bought these items on, well, I don't know them anymore. Somebody guessed the password to them and now is just sitting with all these items. Here's another account that owns the item. This is actually the account that was created right before my account. As you can see, April 18th, 2007, the user ID is one less than mine. You can see him wearing the Catching Snowflakes face. Whoever stole this account took all the items off of it, which is pretty sad. So, who knows where the items went. But now, well, I created yet another account back then, and its name was Still Catching. Let's see if this one has been stolen. I don't know, it still owns all the items. I'm not sure if I still have access to this account. I might, but there she is, sitting right there with the Catching Snowflakes and the pink. I don't even think the Pink Mermaid Princess would be worth more now, but as we can see, if we add up all these accounts together, it's hundreds of thousands of Robux worth of items, which I ultimately spent less than 1,000 Robux on. And if I don't call that a good investment profit flip, then I don't know what is. Because bro, I was a lucrative Roblox trader back then. I was trading all the time. I retired from trading a couple years ago, but this is just an example of what I was up to back then. This is how I made hundreds of thousands of Robux by doing basically nothing. I was just on at the right time because, you know, I had no life back then. I was just this little teenager out here sniping items and stuff. But either way, that's not the point of the story, right? So let's go back to the original item that this video is about, Catching Snowflakes. I mean, it costed almost 30,000 Robux a few months ago, but it went down because, you know, the Roblox economy goes up and down. That's the way it goes. Some items keep going up, some items keep going down, and some items go up and down. This is a desired face. Now you might be wondering, wait a minute, Fave, if you bought all those Catching Snowflakes, how come you didn't buy a bunch of Playful Vampires? And if you don't know, Playful Vampire is another face that cost 75 Robux, sold 20,000 copies, and came out after Catching Snowflakes. Well, I remember the day Playful Vampire came out, and considering that it's worth triple that the other one is worth, it's like, okay, wait a minute, why don't I own a bunch of them? Well, honestly, I think I was just lazy that day, because I bought it when it came out. I bought it on like 2 other accounts, and they're all gone now, but I mean, a story's a story. That's the story of how I made a bunch of Robux. Now let's do the math. If I bought those 2 items on all 9 of the accounts, let's just do the math. 40,000 times 9, that's 360,000 Robux. So, this is the story of how I made 360,000 Robux by spending less than 1,000 Robux. I'll think of a better video title. I mean, that's the one you'll end up clicking on. And that's about all I had to talk about today. That's how I got rich by doing nothing. I don't know. Either way, let me know what you think down below. I just wanted to tell this quick little story from the past. Little classic, little throwback moment, you know. Let me know what you think down below. Make sure you smash that like button. Follow me on Instagram at Fave here. Join my groups on Roblox, Safe with Fave's Cape. Check out the channel membership, the join button, next subscribe button for early access to videos, exclusive emojis, priority reply to comments, and more. And join my Discord server, discord.gg/Fave. And it's your boy Fave, and I am out!